Hello, hello. How are you guys? Can you guys hear me okay? Hi, Tammy. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, perfect.
Now that I unmuted my...
Perfect. Okay, and then I need to find where I put my tickets. Because we are going to do a fun drawing for all of you guys. I'm super close. I should have put my table back a little farther. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. You guys excited?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, because I got my new books today already. Woohoo!
Yay, even better.
I know, I was surprised.
Yeah, they usually come pretty fast if you do a sales aids order. They usually come within like 3 to 4 days. Okay, so we've got... Let me just write your guys' names on some tickets. Find a pen in my office. Ooh, and my phone just fell. Okay, so we've got... I don't have my watch on, so we'll give it 5 more minutes. It's 8 o'clock on my computer. So I told everybody by 8:35 they're going to get in the drawing. So if you guys need some water or a pen and paper before we get started, then we can do that.
All right. I got to run and get some ice.
Okay.
Because my microphone's on, so.
It's fine. I'm actually going to go grab my water, so I'll be right back also, because I forgot mine. Okay. Kathy, did you make it back okay from Cali? If you can hear me.
Yeah, we made it back fine.
Oh, good.
We had a little delay coming into Charleston because there was thunderstorms.
Oh, yeah, we're getting hit pretty good. So if my Wi-Fi cuts out, just let me know and tell me that I'm, like, breaking up and freezing and stuff. Because we're getting a pretty good storm here right now.
Oh, yeah, it stormed earlier. It's kind of quiet right now.
Did it? Okay. I'm just trying to situate the table. I couldn't, like, really tell where it was going to be on the video. Okay, that looks good. So I can stand right here. Perfect! Look at that. You think I've done this before? Well, it might just be you two ladies on for the on-time drawing. Do you guys want to know what we're going to give away?
Yes.
Of course.
I am like a... Oh, it's right here. We are going to give away a logo money bag. Woo-hoo.
I still need one of those.
Yes, so for your on-time drawing, so you two ladies are the only ones in it now, and they got a minute left to hop on. So you got to play to win. You got to be in it to win it. Yes. So do you guys have any questions before we get started with anything either? I wasn't sure if you guys had any pre-questions written down, anything like that.
I actually didn't have anything written down.
Okay. Oh, perfect. This is going to be off camera. Yay! I can use my pull-out drawer. This is so exciting. This is actually my first, like, party training, I guess, via Zoom. So this is totally different for me. Okay. Got about 30 seconds left.
I'm good because, yeah, we're having a pajama Tupperware party at my house.
Are you? That's all right. I didn't even, like, I probably should have dressed like I normally do at my parties, but I mean, I wear this shirt and I usually just have on like my nice blue capris or my white pants, or my turquoise cropped pants too. So usually I dress business casual because it is a business. So
Right.
yes. Okay, it is 8:05 on my clock, you two. I'm going to pick a name. I'm not gonna look, so that way you guys know I'm not gonna cheat. Who wants to win?
Me.
And the winner is Tammy. Congratulations.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll let Kathy have it
Yay.
because I already have 2 of those.
Oh, nice.
I won one from Linda, and then I won another one from Linda.
Oh, that's awesome. You're just a funny fool.
So I'll let Kathy have that one because I have 2.
Aw,
Well, thank you so
Tammy.
much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, Kathy, your name is right on here for the winnings, and it's going to sit on my desk. I'm going to mail it out tomorrow for you, okay, my dear?
Yay. Thank
Yay.
you.
So we're going to get started. It is just us 3 right now. Some more people might hop on. I know there was a couple of them, but I am recording this too. So if I go too fast or you can't write it down, I am going to post it so that way you guys can go back and revisit anything that we went over, or if you missed something that I answered a question on, anything like that too. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to kind of go through how I do my in-home parties. I'm not going to do everything like to the T just because it's totally different like with a customer, group of customers versus like consultants. So I'm going to give you guys the basic layout of how I start my parties, some of the things that I talk about. Hey, Julie! And we're going to do a demo, and I'm actually going to make tonight. Did I not bring my breakfast maker in here? I really am a hot mess today. Okay, hold that thought. I'm going to go grab my breakfast maker. Okay, I'm back. It's a good thing my house isn't very big. Well, it is, but it's not. So we are going to make a personal sized spinach and artichoke dip tonight in our breakfast maker. So instead of making a full size one in our grill or our Ultra Pro, we're going to use this bad boy because everybody got one of these in their kit and everybody else has a Power Chef in your kit too. So I figured it would be a great and simple and easy recipe to showcase for you guys too. Does that sound fun?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, so do all of you guys have a pen and a paper out?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing when I welcome people into the party, I introduce myself. I usually have my name tag on just because I kind of make a joke, you know, if I forget my name, it's right here too. You know, I'm totally corny like that. So that's just how I am. So what happens is when they first walk in, I hand them a pen. I hand them a raffle ticket. If they are early, they get 2 tickets. I love tickets. I am a tickaholic. That sounds really funny. But I give tons of tickets away at my parties because not only is this going to be kind of an incentive to participate throughout the party, but it's also going to give them kind of like an incentive to ask questions, to give ideas. So it makes your job a lot easier rather than just standing up here talking and nobody is talking in the audience, which makes for a really awkward party. Let me just say that. I've had quite a few of those. Even with the tickets and nobody talks and it's dead silent, it's one of the most awkward things ever. So then the next thing I give them, aside from a pen and a ticket, is a folder. Now I have tons of different colors of folders. They don't have to match. And then what they do with this is I get the folder and the pens back at the end of the party, and I tell them you are more than welcome to keep any of the information inside. If you'd like to take the catalogs and brochures, you're more than welcome to take that too. As long as I have my folder and my pens back, then turn my fan on because it is really hot in here and there's no AC. So that's how I say that. Then when they sit down, I tell them while they're still waiting for people, they're welcome to peruse everything in the catalog or in the folder. And if they have any questions, just feel free to let me know. So throughout the party, usually I give them this when they first walk in. And it usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes for me to start the party. I usually don't start it any later than 10 minutes after the start time, which we initially had set the party for. Just because, I mean, if you think about it, I don't know how far you guys are away from a lot of the parties that you date, but like this year, I am anywhere between an hour to an hour and 45 minutes from my parties each way. So that's a long drive time. I mean, I do kind of live in the middle of nowhere, but I mean, Julie kind of knows where I live because she was from Honeyway. But anywhere around here, you have to drive about 30 minutes anyways. So when I do parties, I include that drive time. So I am a stickler for starting right on time. So you can do an on-time drawing. You can give double tickets. Sometimes I give extra tickets. So it's really up to you how you want to award those people that are on time for you too. So I tend to make a big deal out of that. So in my party packets, this is what I have. So like right now we have double catalogs going on. So what I've noticed over the past couple of years of doing this, when they extend the catalogs, instead of putting both main catalogs in the party folder, because when you open this, if you were to see 2 full-line catalogs, a brochure, flyers, and an order form, to me it feels a little bit overwhelming. So what I do with the double catalogs is instead of putting the entire new catalog in there, I put the current catalog, and then I actually did a PDF. I changed this PDF from the one that they had posted, and I put this sheet in there that has every single thing that is new in the fall catalog. Because to me, this feels a little less stressful looking through 2 full catalogs to figure out what the difference between the fall one and the summer one are going to be. So usually when they double shop, this is how I do it. Now, like I said, you can do it whatever works for you. Just me personally, I find that if I stick both of these big books in there, they're like, holy cow, this is a lot of material to cover. Like, this is so much stuff to look at, and people sometimes get overwhelmed. So this is the sheet that I use. So I will post this too. I did add the heading and the footer on here too. So it says new fall 2018 catalog items, and it says shop now. And this is everything that's new, the new colors, the new lunch bags that's in the catalog. So then it's very distinguishable what is the difference between the 2 catalogs. So I have the full catalogs in here. I have my order form, which is my generic order form. And then I have my brochure. And then usually what I'll do is when the Modular Mates are on sale, which I obviously forgot to take this out, I have my little Modular Mate laminated cheat sheet of the different sizes of Modular Mate containers that we have and the capacities that they hold. This is a huge game changer when Modular Mates are on sale, because a lot of times throughout the party, they're asking me a million times, how much sugar does this one hold? How much salt and pepper does this one hold? What about brown sugar? What about powdered sugar? This is an easy self-service right here, right for your customer. And it's laminated too, so they know that they need to stick it back in their folder too.
Is that
I posted a digital version. It's not the exact one, because what I did is I actually took this out of an old Big Weeks flyer from this year. They had these tear-off pages, so I saved all of my Big Weeks flyers and I tore all these out, and then I laminated a bunch of them. But I did post a similar version to this in our team page too.
Okay.
Was that what you were going to ask me, Tammy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because I already have had people ask me that.
Yeah, I found that, I mean, and a lot of times I usually only do it when they're on sale, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to do it at all anyways, because I mean, you do have those people that specifically talk about Modular Mates, or they demo Modular Mates, because you do get one in your kit too. So if you're making any master mixes, I mean, it's going to be a great tool that you won't have to repeat yourself a million times about. So if somebody's not paying attention, or, you know, if they ask you the same question 3 times, then it's all right here too.
And I've got a ton of them, but I have no idea how much they hold.
See, and I can't remember all of that.
Like
I know the basic ones that I use, but like I use it for different things than what they might use it for. So,
right.
Yeah.
And one of the big selling points for those for me has been, I got my first Modular Mates when my first son was born.
Oh my goodness.
So my Modular Mates are 34 years old.
That's awesome.
And they're still in perfect condition. So
you should bring one of your original ones and then your new one from your kit to your parties when you talk about them, and show them like, this is 34 years old. Like, this is how well they stand up.
Oh yeah, they're great. I love them.
That's awesome. So then the next thing that what Tammy?
Oh, I just said it makes me feel old.
Oh, right? Oh, you're not old. You're just seasoned, as we call it in Tupperware.
Yeah. A little extra seasoning.
Right? A little salt and pepper never hurt anybody. So then the next thing I include in my party folders, now I have actually two different versions of folders. I have ones with the tabs in here that I have a sleeve protector in, and then I couldn't find those ones, so I bought these ones. But if you get the ones with the prongs in it, I usually put this in the actual sheet protector in here because then I can flip it. And so on one side I do the Confident Start flyer, the other side I do a generic recruiting flyer. Now these ones are a little older, the bowl colors changed. But I just put the generic one in here. If you want to print the Say Yes offer and put the Say Yes offer one in here, you are more than welcome to. It is just personal preference. I just find that the generic ones last a lot longer and it kind of saves me a little bit on ink and paper. But if you want to do the Say Yes one, you're more than welcome to. I have a ton of cheat sheets, so I usually always take the Say Yes offer with me too. But like I said, it's just the generic one, so that way if anybody does have any basic questions, it's all right here. So do you guys have any questions on our party packets?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. Did you guys find that helpful?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So then the next thing I do as the consultant is I went to Walmart and I got these really hard, I think they're made by Scotch or 3M. They're like really hard plastic like protectors. So they're like sheet protectors, but they're a lot more flexible. So I went and bought a few of these for my cheat sheets. I am a huge cheat sheet person. I mean, I was talking to our Mini Jubilee people the other night and we were talking about knowledge and, you know, how even though you don't know a lot about everything with Tupperware, then it's okay. I mean, and knowledge is, what am I looking for?
Power.
No, there's a new word. It's knowledge is, oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank right now. Imagination. So that's what it was. So knowledge is imagination. Because if you think about it, even though if you don't know a lot about the product, you can talk about how many different ways you can actually use the product. So if you don't know a lot about the specs, like our Power Chef, for instance, so if you don't know like a lot about, you know, how many times it turns when you pull it, what the guard's used for, any of the names of it, it's okay. Give them a bunch of ideas on how to use the $69 product, and I guarantee you that will be so much more helpful than telling them what the kind of plastic it's made out of. I mean, yeah, everybody finds it neat about the type of plastics that we use, but a lot of times if they're going to invest in something that's this expensive, then then I feel that they need to know how to use it more than what it's actually made out of. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect. So back to the cheat sheets, what I do is I have one right here that's double-sided, which I'm going to get to this one in just a second. So on this side, I have a few different games. So the one that I usually find that works the best for me, now everybody has their own little spec on games. I mean, some people swear by the Smidget game. Some people swear by the pocketbook game. Some people do auction parties. It's really all about the niche that you find. I swear by this left or right game because not only is it a game, somebody's going to win a prize, but it's also a recruit and a dating bid all at the same time. So, and I have this posted on our team page too, but I'll boost it so you guys can find it. So everything I share tonight, I'm going to repost for you guys so it's really easy to find. And then I have a couple different ones in here because when you get into the same kind of party pools, you get a lot of the same returning customers. You have a lot of returning hostesses. So I keep a couple different ones in here. So I have a trivia game that I made up. I have the pocketbook game. There's the story of Earl Tupper. Just so that way, if I do get a lot of repeats, then they're not playing the same game every time because I try to change it up at every party. And if I know I have a lot of the same customers, I'll change what I'm actually bringing to. So that's something that I do different for each party too. Then on the back of this is my cheat sheet for our Host Basket Challenge. Now I had a bunch of these printed out during birthday month with the fun birthday party paper because I just think it's super fun. It saved me a ton of ink. So I bought the bordered paper and then I just shrunk the picture and printed it on this. So this is my master when I do my Hostess Basket Challenge, which we're going to get to in just a minute too. Then the other cheat sheet, apparently I didn't update this one yet, is the Say Yes offer. So I always keep the Say Yes offer in here. And then on the back of it, I put the Confident Start flyer. So when I talk about the Say Yes and when I'm doing my recruiting bid, I literally will take this and I will pass it around. And I don't have to worry about it getting dirty, people putting water on it, sticky hands, because I can just wipe it right off. So this is really helpful too. Then my opener, whenever I do my introductions, which I'm going to show you guys in just a minute, I always, always, always bring the car chart, because what's better in Tupperware than driving a free car? I mean, granted, when they walk in, they do see mine. So, I mean, it is a little bit different than, say, all three of you guys that might not have a company vehicle. But that's when you can use my story as your guys' story. Or if you're ever in town and stop and take a picture with my car, then you can have a picture with my car too. We've actually done that for quite a few out-of-state people that have come to visit. And that's like the one thing that they want to do before they leave is, hey, can I get a picture with your car so I can show people? It's totally fine. So that is one thing I always, always, always take to my parties, because not everybody knows that we have free cars. Then my personal preference on the back, because this is actually a program that we're in right now, so I tend to talk about it, is our WOW programs. So this talks about the trips to Hawaii that you can earn, the trips to Disney you can earn, then you have the ultimate WOW goals, which you can take up to a free Mustang, you can take jet skis, there's $22,000 in cash, there's a kitchen appliance set, there's a Harley, there's a camper. So once you complete this 18-month program, then you get to choose one of these ultimate wins. So I always tend to bring either a Hawaii flyer, a picture of me from Hawaii with my husband, or this WOW flyer too. So those are some key things that I do. Do any of you ladies have any questions about my cheat sheets?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Like I said, don't be afraid to make cheat sheets. It's totally fine. Hey, Jessica. Welcome, welcome. So when we first start out, I'll show you guys kind of what's on the table right now so you guys can kind of understand why I choose the items that I choose. Now, like I said earlier, every person is going to be displaying their products different. They have different customers, different needs, everything like that. A lot of times if I have the Hostess item, I will bring a part of the Hostess item or the whole Hostess item depending on how big of an area I'm going to have. A lot of times I'm in a space that's probably the size of my office. It's not very big, so it's in a living room with a ton of people. So table space is kind of limited. So a lot of times I won't bring it unless I keep it like under the table, but I'll bring a piece of it out and then, or I'll do the stack the Hostess. So if they fit in like a fun cooler, this is my party basket. Like the thermal set that just went off sale in the brochures, like I would take that entire thing and I would put it right on my hostess's lap and I'd say, okay, so what are you pulling out of the basket? And I'd have her pull out each item and I would talk about it. And then I'm like, do you know how you get all of this? She's like, no, I don't know how I get all of this. I go, you can get it absolutely free with just 2 of your friends agreeing to have a show with me, because you guys are going to have so much fun here today anyways. You're going to keep the party going, and just $500 in sales. So then as she's pulling it up, they're like, what? She's getting all of that? Even more? Is there more in there? Wait a minute, is that a cooler? So they keep going, they keep the conversation going with it too. So some of the key items that I like to bring, especially with the double catalogs going on right now, I will always bring a Fridge Smart right here. Now, all of you guys got this in your kit too. So I always bring a Fridge Smart with something in it, whether it's mushrooms, which is in here right now, baby spinach, lettuce, anything that you know that really goes bad really, really fast. The number 2 products that go fast, or produce that goes fast, the fastest, okay, is strawberries and lettuce. So if you bring lettuce, spinach, or strawberries, you are golden. Now, I just happen to have mushrooms in mine because I've been a bad girl and I didn't put my spinach in mine yet. It's still sitting in the fridge. So that also enables me to talk about it. So when I talk about the Fridge Smarts, then I can say, you know, these actually have been in here for almost, I think these have been in here for almost 2 weeks. So, and these mushrooms, like I used them tonight with dinner and they're still just as good. So that's, and I'm a see it to believe it kind of person. Like when I first started, I'm like, there's no way these work. Like there's no way they're going to make strawberries last better. So that is why I always put something in my Fridge Smart a few days ahead of time, or I do half and half. So that way they can see it and they can believe it that it actually works too. I remember my very first party. So I wanted to test and see how long these actually worked. So I put celery in mine, and I didn't tell anybody. So then I cut them into the little bite-sized pieces, and I filled this exact size up with them, and I had everybody take one out. I passed it around, had everybody take one out, and I'm like, okay, take a bite, break it in half, like, is it crispy? Like, is it like spaghetti arm? Is it wavy? And they're like, no, it's really good. And I go, okay, so I want you guys to ask me or tell me, how old do you think this celery is? And this is a lot of times how I demo the Fridge Smarts. And they're like, okay, so I don't know, 2-3 days, yesterday, they're like a week, 4 weeks, 3 weeks. So you get all the different time frames. And so then I remember this because it was my family, which was even funnier. I go, what would you do if I told you that that celery has actually been in there for almost 6 weeks? They're like, what? That's so gross, and you just made us eat that. But it's the funniest thing ever because you would never be able to tell the difference. So that's a fun way that you can actually demo these Fridge Smarts. Is what I usually do is sometimes if I've got a party, and this also depends on your hostess too. Like, I'm a big relationship person. So like, Tammy, you know this, like you were my hostess for how many times? So when I sit down with a host and I feel like I have that like personal connection, like I did with you, like you sit down and you talk and you're like, oh my God, it feels like I've known you forever. Then I'd be like, so, you know, what do you think about doing this? Do you think your family would go for this? So I kind of feel it out before I actually do that at a party. But it's really, really funny to see everybody's reactions. Okay. Do all of you guys know what the Fridge Smart is and how it works? Mm-hmm. Okay. Just want to be clear on that too. So then the other thing that I take is I always take my grill to a party. Now, do all of you guys have a grill? Yes. Except for Jessica, I know, because Jessica's brand new. I don't know if she's got one. Okay, so the grill is a must-have item. If you put anything on your table at a party, I would put this grill because even though it has a high price tag of $199, this will date you parties, I guarantee it. And if you're not demoing something in this, if you have it, you really need to be because it is amazing. This dates me more parties than I can actually tell you. If they don't date the party, they either buy it or they ask their hostess to get it for them for half off if they don't use their half price item. So a fun fact about this too that I tell people when I demo this is, did you guys know that as a hostess and taking this as a half price item, you actually get it for $35 cheaper than what I can purchase it as a consultant with my discount? That right there is a huge selling point to them because they're like, wait a minute, I'm not even a consultant and I can get it cheaper than you can. Because just with our 40 or 25% discount, taking it half price as a hostess for $100 is still cheaper than what we can purchase it as. So to me, that's kind of how I gear it towards. If they really want this, then that's how I talk to them about it too. Okay. So then another thing that I usually do, especially with the catalog change right now too, is I put a few new products on the table. Now I just happen to have, because I got this one at Jubilee, I actually got called up on Fun Night to play a game on the stage, so this was the gift that they gave me. And I had earned this one back before the last fall catalog came out. So these are two items that I definitely want to show because A, this one is in our brand new flyer with the lunch bag, so you can show how awesome that this one is. And this one is in the brand new fall catalog. So that's why I chose to put both of these because this one's on sale with a lunch bundle and this one's a brand new one. So, and if you guys haven't used any of these are amazing. My mom swears by these things. So this just twists right off and this comes right out too. So it has your little infuser. You can put all your loose leaf tea right in here. I know when we were at Jubilee, one of my friends actually filled this with, I'll tell you guys this, she actually filled it with alcohol and put ice in it. And then when she was drinking it, she was down by the pool and then none of her ice came out because it strained all of her ice right out. Also, if you put like a lemon infused tea, you can put your lemons right in here and it's going to catch all of your lemon, your pulp, your seeds, everything right there as well. Or if you drink a loose leaf tea, I know my mom says that she takes this to work in the morning and it's still hot by lunchtime. So it stays super hot. It keeps your drink super, super cold. And we now have the two different color options available. So you can have a his and a hers. Roger already tried to steal this one. I'm like, no, that one's mine. You get the gold one. So those are some fun items that I put on too. And then I also stick one of our new baking pans. So if you guys have not sampled this yet, I chose to put the waffle maker out just because I would probably use this one or the muffin pan more than the donut maker, but I would definitely carry one of these with you, whichever one that you choose, because this is going to be a huge selling perk for you guys, especially because of how easy it is. It is a silicone baking form, so you can use this in the microwave or the oven, whichever you prefer. I did waffles in these the other day for our mini Jubilee. Hi, Donna. And I did 3 minutes in the microwave and it gave me a perfect waffle. And in the oven, it took about 10 to 12 minutes. So that's a huge substantial difference. And these can also go up to 482 degrees as well in your oven. So just this does come with, all of our products do come with that little booklet too. So if you guys ever do want to know any other additional knowledge or information about it, those little packets have some really great tips and information for easy cleaning, if they're dishwasher safe, how you should store them. So they're right at your fingertips too. So this, I believe, is a must-have on your table for the new fall catalog too. Whether it's this one, the muffin pan, or the donut pan, I really think you should keep one of these on your table too. Because a lot of times people, I'm a sensory person. I don't know about you guys, but I have to touch things. So if I saw this, I'd come up and I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like, or what is this? It's flimsy. Like, how do you use this? What are you going to use this for? So it's a great conversation starter. And if I find that I have a small table, like I've only got my little 4-footer set up. So if I feel like if I'm bringing my whole Hostess gift set and I set it up over here, what I'll do is I'll put some items on the coffee table. I'll put some items around the end table, so that way when people sit down, they can touch it and be like, ooh, what is this? And then they'll ask questions about it too. So then I also bring some of the items that are on sale for size purposes wise. So like our ice cube tray, I always bring our ice cube tray when it's on sale because it's just awesome. Do any of you guys not own our ice cube trays? No? Oh my gosh. So I tell people this at my parties too. So we have an ice maker and I don't actually make ice. So I don't use this as an ice tray because I would have an ice maker. So that's kind of my selling point on how I sell these ice cube trays. So you can use this, any of your leftover coffee, instead of pouring it down the drain like I used to, because my husband would always make a 12-cup coffee pot and then I would only drink 1 cup and he'd only have 2 cups. So that leaves like 9 cups of coffee left. So we were just dumping it down the drain because I don't eat or drink leftover coffee and he would never drink it. So I'm like, this is such a waste. I like iced coffee, he doesn't. So I ended up taking all the leftover coffee, poured it in here. I have like 4 or 5 of these, and then I made coffee cubes and I made iced coffees out of them. So that's a great use that a lot of people use this for. You can use it for frozen dog treats. You can use it for gravy cubes. You can use it for chicken stock cubes, anything like that too. Mashed potato balls. Sorry, there's a fly crawling down my wall. I thought it was a giant spider. I was about to whack it. Yeah, I totally have this ADD at parties too. So like, oh, like a chicken. Yeah. So that's a big tip that I can give you guys too. Just be yourself. People are going to laugh at you or they're going to love you. So it's only Tupperware. So another thing I bring is a lot of the sale items, especially the freezer containers. So I don't have the full set yet. My samples haven't come in. So if that happens, which it does happen quite often to me because I always wait so late to purchase them, I usually have something that is the same thing, just a little older. Like this is an old style freezer one, but they're the exact same size. So I always make sure to bring one of each size to show the comparison, because a lot of times people are like, oh, that looks so small in the catalog, and then they see it and they're like, holy cow, that's a great size. So this big one right here, I always tell people when this comes out, it is great for sweet corn, especially where we live around the rural area. I mean, sweet corn is always everybody's favorite. So I will buy some sweet corn and I'll shuck the kernels, or the cobs, I mean, and I'll toss them right in here and pop them in the freezer. They're good all winter long. And I just stick them right in the chest freezer. So if you can get a couple of these are great for that. Also, if you deer hunt, these are great for storing any meat, big bulk of extra meat, any burgers. If you go up to, like, say, we have a BJ's and a Costco, and what else is up there? We have like a Palmer's Food, things like that. These are great for any bulk foods or vegetables. If you flash freeze any berries, like if you go strawberry picking and get a 59-cup bowl full of strawberries, you can flash freeze them right in here. It's going to save you a lot of time, especially if you don't want to stay up all night making jam, anything like that. Then you have this size right here, which is perfect for your refrigerator door. I actually have a whole block of cheese in my other one that's in my refrigerator because cheese fits in here perfectly if you guys need a refrigerator use for this too. This little guy holds a pound of beef, or it holds a pound of jam. It is the perfect size. This is my go-to size, and this is the 400 milliliters. Then you've got the mid-guy size, which is perfect for if you have burgers, chicken patties. Like I make a lot of chicken patties with my burger press and my Fusion Master grinding system, which we can talk about at the next party and make them, woo-woo, cook it up in our grill. So that's how I kind of add in those little sales pitch and party pitches too. See, I'm a little butterfinger sometimes, but it's okay. It's just Tupperware, right, guys? So this is what I show them too, and I tell them I usually have the flyer in hand, and as I'm talking about it, I actually usually will pass each of them around to different people, and then I will pull out the sales flyer, and I would show them this. These are the sizes that are in this BOGO $79 set right now. You can get both of them. It is a total of 14 pieces, which is super nice. Then you can add this exclusive size guy right here for the low price of $15 for a set of 2 of them. So that's kind of how I talk about this too. Now, normally I don't go through the entire brochure. I just kind of pick different products in here because a lot of times this brochure, I probably would talk a lot about this whole brochure because we do have a lot of great items in here that aren't necessarily cheap, but they are a higher price point than most sale flyers usually are. So I would probably talk a little bit more about the sale flyer at a party as well, and everything like that too. So do any of you guys, and I usually bring gadgets too because like I said, I'm a sensory person, I have to touch everything, so gadgets are super good for me. So, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, is that a garlic press? What is that? So then I'll pass all the gadgets around. I make sure that if there's a husband's there, I make sure that they see our knives, and I make sure everyone gets a chance to use the knives if they want to too. So I love bringing the gadgets as well. Do any of you guys have any questions on the products that I actually bring?
No.
Okay. So being new consultants too, if I was just starting out, what I would do is I would bring my entire kit, and then I would bring, say, my Say Yes offer if I had it, or if I bought any fairly new Tupperware, anything like that, that's what I would bring too, because sometimes less is more. What I usually try to focus on is I try to not bring anything more than what I'm going to talk about, because a lot of times it gets overwhelming for people. If you have, say, 2 tables this size full of stuff, and then you're only talking about half of it, there's still a ton of other products that are up here. Think about the time that is invested to set up the display, to tear down the display, how many bags you're carrying into your parties that people are watching you carry into your parties. If it took me 5 trips to bring all of my Tupperware into my in-home parties, would you say, holy cow, that looks like so much fun? Or would you be like, man, I wouldn't want to be lugging that around on a day like today? You'd probably say, I wouldn't want to be lugging that around on a day like today. So usually I keep it to a minimum of 3 bags. Unless I'm bringing like a bowl tower, like a BOGO bowl tower, then I have 4, because that doesn't usually fit in the same bag. So, and then I'm only usually bringing like half of this. So I've got my bowl tower and then maybe 5 or 6 other products. So what I do is I bring my 1 bag with all of my party folders right here. So, which I told you guys earlier about. So I have about 15 to 20 of these made up for each party. And they are complete with everything that's inside. Then I bring my bag full of all my demo products. What? Yes. Okay. And then I have my party basket. Woo woo! Party baskets are fun, which we are going to talk about right now. So do any of you guys have any questions on anything we've gone over so far yet?
No.
Okay. Am I going too fast for any of you guys?
I'm good.
Okay. If I am, just say, Vienna, hold the phone and slow down. Okay. So how I do my introductions. So I always usually bring a free gift for everybody that comes to the party. Now remember guys, like you don't have to be giving away a crap ton of products just to make people happy. So what I usually do is I give everybody this little guy right here, this citrus peeler. Now, usually it has a citrus peeler card attached to it. I just pulled this one out of my bag back there, but it has a little citrus peeler card that explains how to use it, what it is, and it's got my info on the back of it if they ever lose it or need another one. So it's a great way to get a contact lead too, which I don't have my door prize slips, which I'll talk about later. I'll post that afterwards. So what I usually do is how I start my party. I'm like, hey everybody, my name is Leanna, for those of you guys that don't know me, and I'm super excited to be here at Tammy's Tupperware party today, and we have some fun gifts for her today, and we are going to get started right off with some introductions because I only know a few of you guys, and I know you guys don't know me. So we're going to go around the room, and I'm going to have you guys all play into this too. And I'm going to have you guys tell me your name, how you know Tammy. You guys can all just make something up. Because I know you guys really don't know Tammy. So I'll do that sometimes too. I'll make like a play script, so you have to play off of something that you don't know about Tammy, but make it a fun story. And so how you know Tammy, who is our hostess, what your favorite piece of Tupperware is, and your name. Okay, so we'll say, Kathy, we'll start with you. So pretend I didn't know your name. So say your name, what your favorite piece of Tupperware is, and how, actually, okay, so your name, how you know Tammy, and your favorite piece of Tupperware. That's usually the order that I go in.
My name is Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
I'm a Tupperaholic.
Yes, everybody loves Tupperware. We're all Tupperaholics.
I met Tammy at the Tupperaholic meeting. That's how I know her.
You know what's even funnier, Kathy, is sometimes I totally make that joke because my mom being a recovering addict, I always feel like, hey, I feel like we're in a meeting right now. Like, we have problems, it's totally fine, safe space right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
My favorite Tupperware piece has always been the soup bowls.
A soup bowl. So those are great ones. So are they the Crystal Wave ones that are like a little bit more fun colored, or are they a little bit darker colored or clear?
I actually have the both of them.
Whoa.
I have the Crystal Wave is the one that I use the most. But I like the clear one where I can put cereal in there for the baby. And she sees me eat it and she'll eat it.
That's awesome. So, Kathy, did you also know that you can actually make a cake in those soup mugs too?
No, I didn't.
See? Did you really not know that?
No, I didn't know that.
See? And that's what's so perfect about it. So usually if somebody that tells me their favorite product, a lot of times I get like the Fix and Mix bowl. Thank you, Kathy. I get like the Fix and Mix bowls. I get the snack store containers. I get the Power Chef. I get the pressure cooker. So usually if they whatever product they tell me, if I'm kind of familiar with it, then I'll give them a fun idea that I don't think that they'll know how to use it for. Like our tumblers right here that you can actually freeze cookie dough in them, and the snap cup seals fit right on here. And so when you want to bake cookies, you just spray the inside, and then when you thaw it out, you run hot water around it, pop the cookie dough out, slice it, and bake it. You have perfectly round. So if somebody says that's kind of the tip.
Sorry.
Nice.
Oh my! You could just set it down. Thanks.
So then what I do when I ask them their name, how they know Tammy or the hostess, and what their
I
favorite.
don't know how this gizmo goes, but I put it through the little hole. I think it keeps everything close.
Now, a lot of times I have different colors, so usually I'll put a little variety of colors and I'll let them pick the color if some people are really
Do you want the bottom too?
but a lot of times I just have the same colors and so on. So then after we go throughout the whole people or the whole crowd, after everyone that goes, I repeat their name
Give you a
in the order
blanket
that they go in. So Kathy went first. So I'd be like, okay, so and then Donna would go, and then Jessica would go. So I'd be okay.
Alexis,
Kathy, Donna, and then Jessica. So that's how I usually go, and I remember everybody's name. So that way I repeat it after everybody tells me their name. So by the end, I know everybody's name at the party right then and there, which is a super easy way to remember it too. You guys like that idea?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, fun. So then with the tickets, now usually at the beginning too is when they ask me, because usually sometimes I'll forget to tell them my favorite Tupperware piece. They're like, so Leanna, what's your favorite Tupperware? You didn't tell us.
You should give me another pillow.
And so usually what I tell them, because I do sell Tupperware and I do use so much of it so often. I can't just pick one, but I do have my top 3 products that I will tell you guys about. I always pick my top 3. And one of them up here, which is our Micro Pro Grill. It is an awesome microwave grilling system. You can do everything your outdoor grill can do in your microwave in 20 minutes or less, which is super fun. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on today. That's exactly what I say to them. And then my other favorite product is actually this pressure cooker back here. I cook in this a few times a week.
Blanket?
My husband loves it. It cooks everything in the microwave in 30 minutes or less. It does everything your crock pot can do a super lot faster too. And then the other thing is definitely my PowerChef because I use it almost daily. I make a lot of homemade marinara sauce with it. I make our spinach and artichoke dip with it, which we're actually going to make tonight. Woo-hoo, who's excited? And then you can do so much more with that, which we're going to talk about in a little bit too once we start to do the demo as well. So that's exactly how I do the introductions. Then I go into, so for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Leanna, and I've been in Tupperware for, it will be 4 years starting this February. I'm currently a star director, so you always want to make sure to introduce yourself too. And I find it really important to say when you started and kind of a little bit about yourself because it kind of builds that relationship too. And I'm currently a star director. And how many of you guys saw my car when you walked in? And usually I kind of do this. And they're like, oh, I saw your car. I saw your car. And I go, well, did you guys actually know that I don't even pay for that car? It's an all-expense that Tupperware actually gives me. And they're like, what? Shut up. So then I go, yes, that is just one of the many vehicles that you can actually earn as a Tupperware director. So then what I do is I take this car chart and I start passing it around and everybody looks at it. They're like, what? You can earn a Cadillac? You can do this? So it really engages in a conversation to them too. And so then I go in, I go, yep. And see, I'm not in full party mode right now. So I talk about the car and, then I tell them something about my story. I talk about the free trips that we've earned. Like, my husband and I have been to Hawaii. We're actually going for 2 weeks. So sometimes, which is actually up here, I'll bring this little picture with me of my husband and I at the luau last year, right in Hawaii, when I just got back from Hemingway. So if you guys, ever earn any of our trips, anything like that, bring stuff with you guys. Like from Jubilee, wear your lanyards at your party. If you go to Hemingway and you get some fun stuff from Hemingway, like our purge piece, which you could only get there. I remember when I came back, I would bring this to every single party with me. Same with, oh, they're over there. Our little Tupper minis, you guys can kind of see them back here on my shelf. Our little Tupper minis right there of our little poly pebbles of what our Tupperware is made out of. So I always give them little fun plugs about different things about the company that I really, really installed in my why. And I know I did just make a vision board for our mini Jubilee. It's actually at my car, but I'll post a picture of it too. So even if you brought a mini vision board of your goals, why you do, what do you want out of Tupperware, things like that, it's a great visual. I'm a very visual person. So if I see something, like I'm more apt to be like, holy cow, you can earn trips with Tupperware, you can do this, you can do that. So a lot of times I talk a lot about that too. So then I do the introduction. That's kind of how I do it too. So then I explain about the tickets. So for every ticket, or for each question that you ladies ask me tonight, for every time that you participate, or if you're just having so much fun, you just can't hold yourself back, any fun idea that you give us about a product, you guys are gonna get tickets and we're gonna do some fun drawings at the end. So then they're usually like, oh, I got a question. So that is a really fun way that I love to engage them in my parties. And I tell them, I'm like, I'm pretty generous with tickets, so pretty much if you're just party and asking me questions, like I'm gonna give you guys tickets. So they're like, oh yeah, I want a ticket, I'm gonna earn more tickets than you, and they make it like fun competition. So it's really fun. Now at the end, I will show you guys, I'll talk to you guys kind of how I do the drawings and everything too. So then the first thing I do after my introductions is take out my Hostess Basket Challenge sheet right here, okay? So on here, now usually, like Tammy, I would put this right on your lap, and in here, now this is usually filled with a bunch of gifts. They're all actually in my car. So this is usually filled with a bunch of gifts, all wrapped like little gifts right here, up to, I usually put about 20 in here. So I sit this basket right on her lap, and I go, okay, Now, before the party had started, when I sat down and party planned with Tammy, I had given her a fun few challenges to earn up to 10 extra free gifts just for meeting these challenges. And guess what, guys? She's already earned 7 out of 10. Woo! And the crowd goes wild. So then they're like, holy cow, that's awesome. So when I put the basket on her lap, and usually the first thing they ask is, oh, can I take the basket? And I'm like, no, unfortunately, you can't take the basket. It is mine. I have a summer and a fall one. So you don't have to use this basket. You can use a bowl. I use a hot pink bowl sometimes too. When I'm not using the basket, I'll use a That's a bowl, the mega bowl with the 2 handles. So you can use that also. You can use any kind, like our tote bags, like our the Seaside tote bags that we had a while ago. If you guys have any extra of the reusable tote bags, you can use those. Just get creative with it. You can use, if you have a Tupperware gift bag, anything like that, it's totally fine. It doesn't have to be just this. I just find that this is very easy because I can kind of pack it with all the gifts in there, put all my products in there, everything like that too. So then I sit this on your lap, Tammy, and I'm like, okay, Tammy, so the first one is, and I literally go down and I read all of this Hostess Basket Challenge out in front of people. So the first item was for Tammy to fill out your guest list and get it to me via email or hard copy to start inviting your friends, which you did, and you brought that while we party planned. So Tammy, there's your first gift. Pick one right out of the basket, girlfriend. So usually once I say 7 or 8, they're already picking up the gifts out of the basket. And then I say, okay, so the second one was for her to make a wish list and send it to me via picture before her party started, or have it ready for me when I got to her house, and she was going to get to pick another free gift. So yay, Tammy, you did that. You get to pick a free gift too. So then number 3 was to give everybody a reminder call 2 to 3 days before the party. And she did that too. So I talked to her a couple of days ago, and she said she sent out a few text messages. She reminded the people at work. So you'll get to pick that too. And then I literally will go down every single thing. And number 10, and always number 10 is a guaranteed gift because it's allowing me to take 10 to 15 minutes to talk about the Tupperware opportunity throughout the duration of the party today, because I would be discounting you guys because I wouldn't be doing my job properly if I didn't share how awesome the Tupperware opportunity is, because I wouldn't be here today without it. And that's kind of how I do that little plug right there too. So I go down this whole list and she's picking out gifts and they're like, I want gifts too, I want gifts too. And that's usually how I kind of visually do my little dating bids for the people that I feel want the gifts the most, because people love free stuff. So that's how I do the Hostess Basket Challenge. Do you guys have questions about that? Okay. So in my Hostess party packets, I know I had posted a picture the other day. I think it was Tuesday. I posted the picture of it on the event page of the file that I use. I boosted the file. I think I boosted the file in the team page. So you guys literally, it has the Hostess Basket Challenge, the wish list. It has everything right in there that exactly to the T of what I use in my party planning packets. So you'll want to print those out too. There's a catalog version too. It's a little bit different, but you can use the Hostess Basket Challenge in there too if you wanted to tweak it a little bit. You can do that too. Okay, so then the next thing I usually do is talk about a couple of the sales in the sale brochure, which we kind of already did. We kind of flip-flopped that. That's okay. Sometimes it's good for me to get thrown off my groove. So sometimes the hostesses will be like, oh, my friends are super hungry. Can we do the demo first? So a lot of times what I do is I do my introduction. Then I do the Hostess Basket Challenge. Then I'll talk about what's on sale. Then I'll talk about a few key items in the catalogs. And then I'll do my demo. I'll do the game. And then I'll do my closing and recruiting bid. So that's usually what the order that I personally go in, because that's what flows best for me. But some people find that it flows best to do the demo first, things like that. But it really is what feels most natural to you guys, because not everybody's the same. Like, you guys aren't me. I mean, I can tell, like, I know Donna definitely, you don't have the same bubbly personality that I do. You're a little bit more quiet and reserved, whereas I'm just like, hey, and so that's just how I am. So you guys are all your own person, and just kind of do what works best for you with this too. So then how I start out is, okay, so everybody got a party packet, right? And everybody raises their hand. I say, okay, so we're going to open it up, and we're going to take out our sales brochure. We're going to touch base on a couple of sales right in here, and we're going to talk about it. So as we're going through this, I touch base on some of the key products, which we kind of already talked about too. And then what I do is we move on to, I usually have a master catalog too. Hint, hint, make yourself a master catalog, whether it's tabbed with sticky notes or the pages are folded down, or if you take it to Staples, you can actually get them bound and tabbed. So that way you're not like flipping through here, or if you don't do that, make it a fun challenge. Anybody who finds what page this is on is going to get an extra ticket. And then they actually find the page for you too. So that's a fun little interactive thing. Okay. So then after that, what I usually do is the demo, which I'm going to tell you guys about right now. So you guys excited? Woo woo. Who's excited to make spinach and artichoke dip? Yeah. Okay. So can you guys hear me if I stand back here?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So the products that we're going to use today, and I'm going to kind of go into demo mode how I would. So we are going to use 2 different sizes of our silicone spatulas. So this is our medium one, and then this is our small one. Now these are not the current colors. Our normal colors, this one has a purple top, the handle's white, and the spatula is blue, and the handle's white on this one too. So these are just my personal ones. So if you guys like these ones, I'm sorry you can't take them home with you because they're mine. I would miss them. So another fun fact about these two is they are heat resistant, and they actually come apart. So you can use these multiple different ways. You can use this as a cake tester, a frosting scraper. You can use this as a little scraper in your bowl. You can use it for a dough scraper. Anything goes with these spatulas. I love them. They're also stain resistant too, which is super fun. I mix Jell-O and sauce with these all the time, and it's really nice to pull these out and not have those gross stain marks on them. Do you guys agree?
Mm.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to make our spinach and artichoke dip, and I'm going to show you guys how to make a personal sized portion, because if you're like me, sometimes it's just me. I'm home alone quite often. It's just me and the dogs because Roger's usually at work. So I'm going to show you guys how to make it in our breakfast maker, which is, I believe it's $29.50 in our falling catalog. It also comes with inserts for poached eggs, anything like that too. If you want to make stuffed pepper rings, you can stuff peppers in here. It's thebomb.com. It's awesome. I love this breakfast maker. So we are going to cook this in the microwave in about 3 minutes. It's going to take. So how fun does that sound? Yay! Okay. Then the other products that I'm going to show you guys that we're going to talk about is our Power Chef and our Chop and Prep. Now, not only does this come in your new consultant kit, but it is valued at $69. This is the Big Brother. So if you like the Big Brother, you might as well add the Little Brother to the family. So this is the same exact concept as this big guy right here, but just on a personal size scale. So if you're thinking to yourself, you know, I really don't feel that I need something that big. It's just me at home. I don't really need that much portion size. I don't need the capacity. I just need something small. Both of these do come with refrigerator seals for easy storing if you don't use all of it after you're done making it. The funnest thing is, who loves mowing the lawn? I totally say this too. Who loves mowing the lawn? Yes, I know I do. I totally do too. I mow it like 3 times a week. So this, just think of it like this, ladies. You are going to be able to tell your husband you know how to start a lawnmower now, because that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take this and we're going to pull it just like we're starting a lawnmower. How fun is that? And usually everybody is cracking up. They're like, oh my God, that's so funny. So yeah, like I said, that's just me. So then I tell them some fun facts. They both have the non-skid bases right here for easy non-slip. Right on your countertop. They both have locking tops as well, so you don't have to worry about that. They both have the same 3-tier blade design and a guard for safe keeping and usage. Now, usually if yours is like mine, I don't know how often you guys use yours. I use mine a lot for garlic and onions. So sometimes I will tell you guys I'm embarrassed to bring this to parties, because usually everything I take is my personal Tupperware, because I do that just because I feel I want to see the durability and the longevity of products and how they stand up to everyday use, the normal wear and the tear of products. So like, I don't know if you guys can see this on the video, but I've had this little Chop and Prep since, so this guy's almost 4 years old. I don't know if you guys can see like all the different, like it's not dirty, it's just how the container is, because I've used it so much. You see how it's kind of cloudy almost right there? So that's just because I use this so much, and that's what I tell people too. And they're like, holy cow, that's how old? So that's just something that I personally do. You don't have to do that. I just find it easier. Like I said, I'm a see it to believe it kind of person. So if I'm going to spend the money and invest in it, then I want to know I'm going to get my money's worth. Okay. So we are going to use this big guy right here, our Power Chef, which is super fun. I don't have my pocket knife on me. So usually I actually have my pocket knife on me. And it has a multi-tool on it. And what I do is I say, you know, what's really cool about this is it has the same motor housing as our little guy does. And you see this little crack right here? And usually what I'll do is I'll pull my multi-tool out with the flathead screwdriver on it, and I'll pop it open, and I'll show them how it comes apart for easy cleaning. There's no extra mold buildup, anything like that. The other thing I tell them when I'm demoing this is, remember guys, like this is a plastic product. It is not a Ninja. It is not meant for, you know, if you overfill it, it will break. You cannot crush ice with this. It is plastic. So please keep that in mind when you are using this. This little guy right here will break, and then your Power Chef will not run. So just as a warning, in case if you guys didn't know, you just want to be sure to not overfill it and don't crush ice with it. So that's generally what I say about the Power Chef 2. It has your ring here that locks as well. It also comes with your whipping blade attachment, so you can do any homemade whipped creams, chocolate mousses. You can do a raspberry butter, which is super good on French toast, by the way. And they're all like usually, oh, that sounds so yummy. Do you know you can make French toast in the breakfast maker too? Oh, what? Yeah. So this is a great whipping attachment for any cakes. You can do pudding, you can do eggs, anything like that. I do a lot of flourless cookie dough right in here, cake batters, anything. This thing is a one-stop shop machine. So then what I do is I always tell them about the guard. Please, 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 if you guys don't do this at your parties, tell everybody how sharp these are. I have had numerous hostesses clean this for me, and they slice their fingers open. And I tell them to be careful with their fingers, and for some reason, I don't know if they don't listen or what, but they have sliced their fingers open. So please be careful with this. Make sure you tell that and enforce it when you're talking about this too. Whether the blade is clean or dirty, keep it in the guard. So that's something that I really strive to talk about too, is the safety features. So we are going to take our 3-tier blade, and we're going to put it in our Power Chef. And I'll post this recipe. This is a little different than the recipe that actually Tupperware uses. I kind of tweaked it a little bit because I actually think that it actually tastes a little better to me. And it's a little healthier because there was one day I went to go make this and I didn't have all of the ingredients. And I'm like, okay, well, what can I substitute this with? So this is a little bit healthier and lighter version of the spinach and artichoke dip that Tupperware actually provides. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our Power Chef. We are going to take about a cup of chopped artichokes, okay, and I use the artichokes that are in brine. If you don't use the ones in brine, you'll have to add like salt and pepper. So I do the ones in brine, so I literally don't have to add any extra seasonings, which is super easy. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put our artichokes right in the Power Chef, okay? And now these are our micro pitchers. These are great if you're heating up any butter or red sauces in the microwave, any bouillon, anything like that. This is great for that. They won't stain, they won't pit. It's made out of our material called Lexan polycarbonate, which is one of the hardest types of plastics that you can actually have. And it's also the same material that airplane windows and windshields are made out of. So if you think of how durable those are, you know this is good stuff. So then we're going to take about a cup of spinach as well. Now remember, I shrunk this portion size down for tonight's recipe. So we're going to take about a cup of that. And you can use frozen spinach. You can use fresh spinach. I just happen to buy bagged frozen spinach. And some people, if you can buy the Bird's Eye frozen spinach in a block, you can do that too. It's really whatever you have. It doesn't matter. So then what I usually do is I'm going to take this. You guys see this okay? Okay. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to give it a couple of pulls just to kind of chop up the artichokes. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to add in I have a half a brick of cream cheese that is softened to room temperature. So if you don't have softened cream cheese, what you want to do is put it in the microwave for about 20 to 25 seconds so that way it is soft, because like I said, guys, this is plastic, so it can break if you overfill it or if you don't put the ingredients in here soft. So what I do too is I also break it up into little chunks, because then it's not one huge blob in the Power Chef and then you're not like fighting with it to get started. Now, I don't usually tell people that, but I'll tell you guys that. But when you do fill it, make sure that you put it in there in little chunks. Then in the next container, and I usually will pre-portion all of my ingredients out to take them with me, so that way it's less time I'm spending at the demo table measuring things. So in here we have about a quarter of a cup of mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip, mayonnaise, about a tablespoon of garlic, and about a half of a cup of cottage cheese. Yes, I said cottage cheese, which may sound super, super gross, but it's really not. If you don't have cottage cheese, you can use sour cream. If you don't have sour cream, you can use cottage cheese. Remember, guys, if you need a substitution, I've done a lot of these recipes on substitutions because I don't have them in my own kitchen, and I find that they're a lot better, and they're a lot lighter than the actual recipe too, and people love these recipes, especially if you are like one of those people that just kind of cook everything that you have in your pantry and you don't really have a recipe. It's great for that too. Then what you're going to do is you are going to take some Greek non-fat plain yogurt. And now usually I do this to consistency, so I'm going to start with a half of a tub of it, and we're going to kind of go from there. So this also kind of replaces the tartness of the sour cream as well, but it makes it nice and creamy and delicious. Okay, we have that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pulse this a little bit. We're just going to mix this right up. So that literally took about 5 or 6 pulls, okay? Then usually what I do, oh my gosh, it smells so good, is I will take it and I will show it to the audience or the customers, and they're like, holy cow, that literally took like no time. So then if you feel that it needs a little bit more flavoring, which I'm going to add it because this is what I do, is I take some Greek dressing, because like I said, I don't use a lot of salt and pepper normally. I like to use like natural flavors or any seasonings. So I add about a tablespoon of Greek dressing, which gives it that nice little kick that most people won't expect, and they're going to be like, oh, what is that flavor? It's so yummy. Now, if you're a garlic lover, I usually will ask them what kind of garlic that they like, or how much garlic that they like. I will eat garlic like it's going out of style. So my garlic preference is different than everybody else's. Okay, let's give that a couple pulls, and we are done. How easy was that? Do you guys think that was pretty easy? I was really asking you guys. Okay, so then a little fun fact too is, did you guys actually know that your blades rest right in the tops of your Power Chef? Did you guys know that?
Nope.
They fit perfect. Yes. So for storing like that, they do fit perfect right on there. Let me just pop this right there. And we have that. Then what we're going to do is take our dip and our breakfast maker. Now our breakfast maker can go, it is rated for a 900-watt microwave, and it has a nonstick coating on the inside. And the easiest thing to make in our breakfast maker is eggs. Who loves omelets? And usually everyone's like, oh, I love omelets. Let's do that. And so, well, this actually made a lot. So then what I usually tell them is, you know, it has a nonstick coating in it. It's really, really simple, easy math, because if you're like me, I'm stupid when it comes to math. You can do up to 4 eggs at a time, and you want to do a minute per egg. And you can add a tablespoon of milk or water. I prefer milk just because I grew up with milk in my eggs, and it makes it a little bit more fluffy and a little bit creamier consistency, so I choose milk. But like I said, it's all a personal preference. And then you can also do steamed vegetables. You can do French toast, you can do cinnamon rolls, you can do spinach and artichoke dip, which we're doing in here right now. You can do, let's see, stuffed pepper rings, you can do mini meatloaves, you can do little cheesecakes. There's tons of stuff. And if you guys like that, and you're like, holy cow, I want all these recipes, guess what? There's even a recipe book that comes with it, and the Power Chef. So usually what I do is I feel that if you're going to invest in the money on a product, on one of our products, I feel that you guys should know how to use it and have endless opportunities to be able to use your product as well too. So that is something that I provide to you as the consultant and the consumer. As long as you give me your email address provided on your order form right there, and then you just mark down on the product that you would like the recipe booklet for, I can email that right over to you too after the party. So then what I do is I top it with cheese. We're going to go pop this in the microwave for about 3 minutes. So hold the phone. I'll be right back, and I'm going to go put it in the microwave, and I'll show you guys when it's done. Okay. So then while usually my demo is cooking in the microwave or I'm doing anything like that, I will go into our left or right game. So I'm like, okay, who wants to play a game? Everyone's like, oh, I do. So here's where I play my left or right game right here. And I have a fun little game gift bag right here. And I love fun gift bags too. So I think they're really eye-catching. And like I said, that's just me. So what I do is, now, have any of you guys actually played the left or right game before?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. No, Tammy, you haven't?
No.
Okay, so how this is going to work is for every time, I'm going to go down and I'm going to read this script, and for every time that I say the word left, we're going to pass the gift left. Every time I say the word right, we're going to pass the gift right, and whoever ends up with it at the end is going to be the winner. And don't worry, there is a free piece of Tupperware in there because we are at a Tupperware party, and everyone's usually like, yeah. So again, in the gifts that I give, like there's a rocker scoop in this one. So you don't have to do a big gift like a water bottle, anything like that. Just use your dating gifts, guys. You don't have to be spending a lot of money on game gifts because people are going to love it either way because it's free. So then I go through and I read the entire script, and then everyone's like, oh, this is so fun, blah, 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 blah. So then once I'm done, this talks a lot about, do you guys actually want me to read it for you?
You don't need to. For
Okay.
me, I mean, anyway.
Okay, I will post it so you guys will have a copy of it too. So pretty much I like this left or right game because it talks about how much we make in commission. It talks about our personal volume bonuses. It talks about our free trips that we can earn. It also talks about working a full-time job versus a part-time job. And it talks about the flexibility and more time for your family. So that's why I like this one, because without them even realizing it, it's going to go right into my opportunity bid. So then, after I'm done with this and everyone's like, oh yeah, what'd you get? And we got the winner. And then I go, okay, who wants double tickets? And everyone's like, I want double tickets. So for the recruiting bid, I always give double tickets. And everyone's usually like, oh, fun, yeah. I'm like, it only takes one to win. So that's when I go into my opportunity bid. So now this is exactly what I would say. I say, okay, now here's the opportunity because we've already discussed all of the products that we have on the table and more. Here is your chance to ask me anything you would like to about the Tupperware opportunity. It can be how much I make. It can be how many people are on my team. It can be how do we earn a free car? How do we go to Hawaii? How much does our kit cost? Anything like that. So who wants to ask the first question? So one of you guys ask me a question. We'll just kind of role play with this. So you guys will ask me questions.
How do you earn the car?
How do you earn the car? Was that Kathy?
Yes.
Oh, that was a great question, Kathy. So, and here's your tickets through the phone. So we actually have a couple of different ways that you can earn the vehicle. So you do have you have to be a director or higher. So you do have to be in my level of leadership. And it's either based on your monthly sales or your annual sales of you plus your entire team. Or Tupperware is so awesome, they actually do drawings for free cars every so often. Like I'll just say, because we're in August right now, they're actually giving away 3 cars this month. They gave away 2 at our Jubilee convention a couple weeks ago, and they're giving another one away by the end of the month. So there's a couple different ways that you can actually get a free car. That's a great question, Kat. Okay, who wants to ask the next question? Tammy, ask me a question.
Oh, I knew you were going to pick me.
Ask me how much, and I totally will do this too. If I actually pick somebody, I say, ask me how much our kit costs.
Oh, yeah. How much is the kit going to cost me?
That's a great question, Tammy. So I have a question for you. How much do you think our kit costs?
Oh, about $300.
Okay, so Donna, how much do you think our kit costs? I don't think she's there. So Jessica, how much do you think our kit costs? Just real play. Just shoot a number out.
200.
200. Oh, that's a great guess. And I'll usually give you guys tickets for guessing. Kathy, how much do you think our kit costs?
I think $150.
$150. So I will tell you guys the craziest number I've ever heard was about $8,000. And I'm not lying. but there is companies that actually cost that much, so just a little mental plug. But in my mind, I don't like say that out loud to them. And I go, well, technically thank you guys all for guessing, but you guys are all super, super close. But what would you do if I told you that you can actually start up your business in Tupperware for only $39? What would you say? They're usually like, what? What comes in the kit? So somebody asked me what's in the kit.
Oh, what's in the kit?
Oh, that's a great question, Tammy. Here's your tickets. So we have a great consultant kit right now. It comes with all of this product right here, valued at $350 to $50. And guess what? That awesome Power Chef you guys just saw me make the spinach and artichoke dip in, and the breakfast maker that it's getting cooked in, both come in your kit. What do you guys think about that? Who had that on their wish list? Yeah. Exactly. Would you want to pay $69 or would you rather pay $39 for all of this? But wait, that's not even all of it. So when you also sign up as a consultant for the $39 down, you also get exclusive access to an exclusive product pricing available just for you. Now, normally this would be the cookware flyer. So just pretend this is the cookware flyer. So for the month of August right now, you can actually take this $250 value piece of cookware for only $30. Holy cow, guys. Do you guys remember me talking about this MicroPro grill earlier and how it has the anodized aluminum nonstick coating? I know that's a mouthful. It has the exact same nonstick coating on these pans, guys. No nonstick butter, no oils, no cooking spray, no nothing. It will literally flip cheese right out of it. How awesome is that? Who does not want that pan for $30? They're all like, yeah. So that's kind of how I do my opportunity bids. So as long as you keep asking me questions, I'm going to answer them. Do any of you guys have any questions that you guys have been asked at parties that you weren't really sure how to answer, or you would like a different response on how to answer?
I think one of the biggest questions I'd have is how much does it hold? So I try to show them, like, because a lot of my stuff is online.
Okay.
So I'll try to show them, and so they can see compared to the size of my hand, and this, or I'll hold it up next to my head and say, well, about that size on my head.
Like the capacity, like how big the actual product is.
Yeah.
I get exactly what you're saying. Yep. I get what you're saying. And that's such a hard one too sometimes. So like I know I'll do a lot of comparison pictures, just like you were just saying, Tammy. If I have something at home that they're like, okay, well, how big is this container? Because this looks a lot bigger on camera and in a picture than it actually is. So I will take it, like if I have my iPad or something, I'll take like a comparison picture next to my phone, and they'll be like, oh, it's really not that big. So I'm right there with you on that too. Mm-hmm. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Does anybody else have any like questions at all before I tell you guys how I do kind of my dating bids? No? Okay. So now I do dating bids a couple of different ways. So sometimes I do them throughout the party. Sometimes I wait until the very end. And does anybody know why I will usually wait until the very end to do my dating bid and my opportunity bid?
Because it probably cut the living shit out of you inside.
You guys, okay. So usually what I'll do is, because I do them at the very end.
Always takes.
Hang on. Okay. I could hear her talking in the background. So what I'll usually do is I'll do these at the very end, because a lot of times the last thing that you say to somebody is the thing they will remember the most. So if you talk about the opportunity and dating, then that's what they're going to remember the most at the end of the party. They're not going to remember what's in the beginning, like what you said in the very beginning of the party, because they're too busy talking about all the other cool products that they've seen, everything like that. So that's just a little tip that I can give to you about why I do the two biggest things at the very end. Yes, we all love our products, we love our sales, but we're here to make more money. We want to date more parties, and we want to build our teams, right? Okay, so this is something that I do. Now, this is just one of them. I do this at every single party, unless I happen to have the next brochure, then I'll tell you guys what I do with that too. So I have little bags just like this all around the room. I usually bring three. So I couldn't find my super little ones that I use that are the perfect size, because usually I put like keychains or a smidget, things like that, but I'm out of my little bags, so I put a dating gift in here. And then what I do with it is, in my little envelope that I carry are these little dating cards, and it says bonus gift pick, or bonus gift, pick a bonus date. So on here, I will do 2 weeks worth of dates. Now, this is a great thing to do because not only does it give your customer a choice, but they don't know that you're actually in control because it's in your date book. So the dates that you write on here are the dates that you want to have parties, but they get to pick it. So in their mind, they're still like, oh, I'm picking a date. They don't know that you did this purposely. So I use this all the time. So on here, it has the date, it has the time, the day, and 2 different time slots. Now, I usually do evening parties, so I do a 4 p.m. or a 6 p.m., or if it's on a Saturday, it's in a 10 a.m. or an 11 a.m. party, because I like to have my Saturday afternoons off because that's usually when Roger's home too. So that's usually the only times that I see him are on the weekends. And then what happens is when they pick a date, so I say to them, okay, so, you know, Tammy's looking for just one more friend to have her own exclusive showing with me. I know you guys had so much fun today. And if you guys will look around the room, you guys will see these little gift bags. Now, if you ladies are interested, if any of you guys are interested, there is no obligation, but if you are, if there was more items on your wish list than fits in your budget, then you can pick up one of those free gifts and come see me with your order at the time that we're going to cash you out. And when you pick one of my exclusive dates at your Tupperware party, you will get an extra bonus gift. Now, usually what I do, especially in the summer months, I usually stock up on the water bottles when they're on sale, and I will give them a water bottle. Or I'll give them, when the That's a Bowls go on sale, like a That's a Bowl. Something small, it's usually under $15. So that's usually what I put my cap at. So it doesn't have to be anything outrageous. It could be something like our little emoji mugs, or something that you earned that you didn't have to pay for. So this is what I usually do. And then if they come up here, now obviously I'm never going to turn down a party because I'm not going to say no to somebody that really wants to party. So if they really don't have a date in my schedule that fits, I usually will fit them in somewhere else. But these are strategically only for in-home parties. I don't do these for Facebook parties. I don't do them for catalog parties, just because the in-home parties are where you want to be. They want you want to be out meeting more people. That's where your big money makers will be a lot of the times. So that's why I usually only do these for the in-home shows. And then what I do is I just write the hostess information right on the back, and then I write on the top of their order form everything that they did as well too, and all of their information, so that way I know that this is their date as well. I really should make like carbon copies of these to give to them, like little business card sets that they can take. Yeah, so that's kind of how I do my dating bid at the end. And then if I don't have that, so say the brochures are coming closer to the end, and I don't even have an envelope up here, and you want to do like a sneak peek thing. Yeah, I don't have an envelope back there. Okay, so anyways, so this is what I would do. So just pretend that this is the next brochure. So I do a book to look. That's what I call it, is a book to look. So what I do is I take an envelope and I put this in the envelope, so you literally only will see the word that says Tupperware and maybe like a little sneak peek right here. So when they pick a bonus date, and I use this bonus date thing, this bonus date card for all of my datings, when they pick one of my bonus dates, they will get to be able to view the next sales coming out for their party that they can only see if they date that party. So that's kind of an insurance for you too. So, because everybody wants to know what's coming out next, right? Everyone's like, oh, when does the new flyer come out? They will die for that too. So then as soon as they pick their date, I go, okay, now remember, this is for your eyes only. You can't take pictures of this. You can't take anything. So go over there away from everybody and you can look at it. And that's when I give it to them. And then I take it back. I don't like give it to them. I actually only bring one copy of them. So that's another way that I get datings at my parties too. Do you guys like those 2 ideas?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay. Did that help you guys at all, Eddie?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So I think I covered everything. Oh, wait. I got to go grab the dip. Hold on. Hold the phone. Okay, so then then usually after I'm done doing my recruiting bid, that's when I usually will have my hostess go and grab it out of the microwave. I usually never leave the room to go grab anything. I give somebody extra tickets to go get it out of the microwave, things like that, because I don't usually want to leave my customers by themselves. So then, oh my goodness, this looks so good. What we have is our spinach and artichoke dip. Oh, there's some liquid. I didn't want to drop it all over my desk. But you can see just how nonstick this is with the spatula. Oh my goodness, this is so cheesy. I really wish I had chips to eat this right now. But you actually know what I'm going to do with it? So I'm going to save, this is what I'm going to tell you guys to do. So if you want to make this at home and you don't have chips, this makes an awesome pasta dish. So you take this spinach and artichoke and you add it to pasta. So you can make this in the pressure cooker too, by the way. Little tip. So then you just mix it all around and you have this, like, look at it slide right out. This yummy spinach and artichoke goodness. So that literally took 3 minutes in the microwave in our breakfast maker. So that's a great tool, and this is a price point too that everybody will love. So this is we'll just call it a $30 product. So usually that's in everyone's price point. So if they see it and you demo it, they're gonna love it. Okay. I think I covered everything. What am I forgetting? I know I don't have my little wish list things, so I will do a post on that and explain how I use those, because I don't have those out here. I forgot them. They're on the car. So yeah, do you guys have any questions about anything? I want to know your ideas too. Like, did you guys find this helpful, or did it give you guys some ideas on what you can do to kind of improve your in-home parties or talk about at your parties?
I took one of the, I think they call it the Mega Fatsa Bowl.
Yep, the one with the 2 handles.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I take that, and on the lid, I got some of that neon green. I think, doesn't matter what color, but I kind of got the little jagged.
Okay, like the
sign. And I wrote fishbowl on it and put it on the lid. And then inside the bowl are like all the little widgets you get.
Oh, that's fun.
And I have a string tied to all of them. So if
like
they
little
went,
keychains?
yeah, I have a couple of those. And like right now, I think you can get the Micro Pro Grow keychain.
Yep.
And some of them are citrus peelers or just the little items that come in the little gadget thing. I think it's like $7.75 or something, and you get a bunch of little items in there.
Oh yeah, the Tiny Treasures pack. Yep, I know.
Yeah, I couldn't think of what it was called. So you get a bunch of those and put them in there, and for winners on games, and it says just, they can't see what the string is attached to.
But they pull it while the top is on?
Yeah, so you leave the lid on.
Fun.
You leave the lid on loosely, and it says grab a line and pull in your prize. But it actually is called the fish bowl, and it's a bowl.
Fun. Will you share a picture of that? Like with the top closed, and then like as the top like peeked open with like a picture of the gifts. Will you post that on our event page?
Yeah, and it's really just cool because sticking outside of it is I use that stuff that you use for bows. You know, like the wrap little thing, that little tiny ribbon that you run scissors over and it curls up.
This fun ribbon.
Yeah.
I literally have like everything on my desk.
So that's what I hooked on for the fishing line.
Yes, it's so much prettier than the fishing line too, because you can actually see it, and then you can curl it and do it a bunch of fun colors. That's a really great idea, Tammy.
Yes, and it's kind of, fun looking.
That would even be fun to do at vendor shows. Like if somebody wanted to date a party, you could date a party, pick a prize, and then they would pull it out. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, that's an even better idea.
That's a great idea. I might actually do that for this weekend. I've got a 2-day festival this weekend, so maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. What about you, Kathy? Do you have any questions or anything that you found really helpful about tonight?
Everything was really helpful. It has been a long time since I've done an in-home party. This is my 3rd time selling Tupperware, and this time around, it's all been online. I haven't done any in-home parties this time around.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. So I think what I'm going to do is, maybe what I'll do is I'll set up like a mock Facebook party for you guys too. Do you think that would be helpful for you guys? I know I did it a while ago, but I haven't done it recently. So if there is something you guys do feel that you want some more training on, like again, the Facebook parties or a mystery hostess party or just doing demos, anything like that, like I really want to know if you guys need more help on that, because I just kind of assume that everybody knows what to do if I train them and talk to them, but that's not always the case. So, and I'm hoping that maybe, I'm trying to think, I've got a party in I've got like 4 more parties this month. Maybe I can get somebody to actually like video my parties, and then I can upload it to actually show you guys an actual party, like with customers and guests and everything.
Yeah, that would be neat.
That'd be cool.
I think that would be a little bit more helpful too.
Yes.
Okay. Because I mean, I know it's the same like outline here, but it is totally different too.
And my main thing is always word choices. When I'm talking, I just get all jumbled up. So I need more word choices and practice just talking to the people. Because on my Facebook parties, I do go live. So I do a demonstration. And if people are asking questions, and I have time to go and think about it and type it out on Facebook. But when it comes to people asking me, like at an in-home party, I get all jumbled up. So.
See, and that's so funny that you say that too, because I am much more of a typer verbalist. I think that's what you could call it. Like I could explain something so much better and so much easier through like a text or like an entry or a post than verbalizing it. So what I actually did when I first started, I went through the catalog and picked out the products that I actually wanted to talk about. And I took note cards, and it's funny, I actually did this the other night for Rally too, or not Rally, Mini Jubilee. I had all of the product information on the cards of what I was going to talk about, because it was a brand new product. I had no idea. And I went through and I put down little did you know facts, and I put down some just like basic information about the product. So like the fridge smarts, for instance, like about a professor from Cornell University actually helped design it, which I think it's really neat being and living in upstate New York. I mean, I know Tammy, you grew up in Hornell, so I mean, that's really fun to know that somebody somewhat local to us helped design one of these products. So like I will put little did you know facts or just some fun information that people wouldn't necessarily think about on them. And then if you ever get like one-track minds, like I have one-track minds, like no tomorrow. Like I'll be talking about one thing and then just veer off on another and forget to come back. It will help keep you kind of focused, like, oh, look, a chicken. It'll help keep you focused on kind of like the task at hand and what you're going on. So if you feel like you're skipping a beat and you're missing something, you can just look at your cards and it's right there for you too.
Yes.
That's definitely some good advice that I can give you on that too. And if you need help with like word choices, just let me know. I can always help you come up with some word choices. If you want help with any product knowledge, like what to say about a product or how to demo it, I'm more than happy to help too.
I was actually trying to think about something today with my idea about, or the idea you gave me about going around the neighborhood for a like meet and greet.
Yeah.
Because we are on a military base. I wanted to say something about like meeting our military neighbors who come often, or they're often coming and going.
Mm-hmm.
We've been here.
And that's what I remember that you had told me that too, which is why I had mentioned about the commissary, because we don't have commissaries unless you're military based. So like, yeah. I mean, that's a general focus of military families that you could even pitch modular mates to, because they're the only thing that you can actually ship like food and everything in across seas to like the Army bases and everything, because they are airtight, liquid tight. They keep the bugs out, everything like that too. So, I mean, if you didn't know that, that's a really fun fact that I think it's called APO approved. I think that's what it's called. So that's a really good one for military wives too. And being like you're down in the South, I mean, if you guys have like the humidity or any of the extra bugs, anything like that, like it's going to keep all of that out too.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of humidity.
Yeah, and so pitch water bottles too. Water bottles are awesome.
Yes.
Yes, I know I always talk about water bottles. I always bring a tumbler or a water bottle to my party to drink out of. Every so often I do forget it and I have to stop and get a Dunkin' or a Poland Spring bottle, and then everybody makes fun of me, like, don't you sell Tupperware? Why do you drink out of a plastic bottle? So, but yeah, sometimes I do forget it. But that's definitely a tip, too, to take a water bottle to every party, too. So, yay. Okay, well, I thank you guys for hopping on. I really didn't want to take more than an hour, but I guess we've been on here about an hour and a half. But I think we have a lot covered. I hope that everything helped for you guys. Like I said, if you guys want any more tips or tricks, information, or anything like specifically training on or product demos, just let me know, and I'm more than happy to do a Zoom video or a Facebook Live video, whichever suits you guys better. I'm more than happy to help you guys. Okay?
Yeah.
You're welcome, and I will post up the cheat sheets that I use for you guys too, and my door prize slips that I use that I forgot to take out of my car, that they are in there, and I will explain how I use those with a wish list and a recruiting bid as well, and a contact lead, all in one door prize slip. So I'll be sure to post that up for you guys too, along with the left and right game and my Hostess Basket Challenge little cheat sheets for you guys. You can just print them off too. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for taking the time and staying on with me the full hour and a half. I know we had some other people hop on and then hop off. That's all right. Like I said, I did record this, so you guys can go back and rewatch it. I'll post it up probably tomorrow because it'll take a little bit to save. But if you do have any questions, just let me know. If you need me to go back and revisit anything, you can let me know too. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Well, have a good night, everybody, and I will probably chat with you guys all tomorrow because it's Friday. So, yay! I'm gonna go to kickboxing in the morning, and then I'll be home for the day. Yeah. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for hopping on.
All right. Good night.
I have a question.
Yes,
You got a
yes,
minute?
my dear.
Oh, yeah, it's just more of a personal question.
Okay.
About, was it 2 weeks ago? We had the drawing for the Amazon gift card.
Yes, it is actually on my counter.
Oh, okay. I was afraid. I thought, because you can send them electronically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's what I give to my assistant. Was that a cat? So I know, and I was like, I cleaned out my mailbox and I said, oh, I hope she didn't send it.
Nope, it's sitting right on my counter to send to you, actually, with my stack of invites for tomorrow morning.
All right, that's okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I was afraid I deleted it, and I was like, oh man.
Oh, that's all right. I've been having troubles with my mail too because our address doesn't always come up for FedEx or UPS, so they always call me and they're like, are you sure that this is your home address? Like, I'm pretty sure this is my address. I live here.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those weird addresses, like it's in Hemlock, but it has a Livonia address, but it has an East Main Street, but it's technically North Main Street. So, yeah, it's one of those debacles. So everyone calls me. They're like, are you sure this is your address? Yeah, it is.
How far are you from Hornell?
I'm probably about 25 or 30 minutes north of Hornell.
Okay, that's not too far.
Oh, no, not at all. I know Tasha, the girl on our team, she lives in Belmont, and then Deanna lives in Angelica, and then the girl Tanya and her mom live in Hornell. So there's quite a few of us down, like, in the southern tier area around Hornell.
Right. And then you know where Silver Lake is?
Yep, I do. We go to the drive-in over there sometimes.